As you can see, I'm at the construction site of Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth, our Chinmaya University, and work is going on at full speed. What I'm overlooking is this beautiful valley, the view from the girls' hostel. The beauty of this campus is going to be the wonderful ambience for studies, for growth, for nature is at its best here. And if you look around, the view that I am seeing is spectacular. The luscious greenery of Kerala. Just look at the view. How inspiring to be studying in a university where it gives you the environment for us to be inspired, to grow. I'm very happy to see the progress of the construction that's going on. And we pray that by the middle of next year, we can start accommodating the students at the Chinmaya University.
Hari Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Jasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Welcome to this fourth session of Ola Sanskrit Sahitya. We have started Karnabharam, the shortest drama of Mahakavi Bhasa last time, and we saw the 2 verses and the prastavana got over there. So let us start from where we left last time. Before that, I would like to recite one verse. Normally, this has been a practice, like for last 2-3 lectures, that how other poets regard Bhasa in great esteem, with great reverence. Rajashekhara, for example, in his Kavya Mimamsa, he says, Suvibhakta mukhadhyangaihi vyakta lakshana vrittibhihi paretopi paretaha pisthito bhasaha sharirai. And Venkatachalam, in his book Bhasa, the monograph, he has translated in beautiful versical form in English. I better read from him than translate it in my own language. Long ago did Bhasa breathe his last. Long ago did Bhasa breathe his last. But lo, even now, after all his life is past, even now, after all his life is past, he lives through plays of flawless skill. He lives through plays of flawless skill, his veritable bodies which time dare not kill. His plays are his veritable bodies which time dare not. After thousands of years, we are reading, we are enjoying and relishing Bhasa and his kritis. So we start with the shloka number 3 now, after the prastavana, tataḥ praviśati bhaṭaḥ. Bhoḥ, the bhaṭa says, the entry of the soldier has been already indicated by the Sutradhara. And we saw it is Prayogatishaya type of prastavana, right? Bho nivedyatāṃ mahārājāyāṅgeśvarāya yuddhakāla upasthita iti. Go and someone tell mahārājāyaṅgeśvara Karnaraj Angaraja Karna that yuddhakāla, today day is going to start very shortly. And then he describes karituragarathasthaiḥ pārthaketoḥ purastād muditanṛpatisiṃhaiḥ siṃhanādaḥ kṛto'dya tvaritamarininādairduḥsahaṃ lokavīraḥ samaramadhigatārthaḥ prasthito nāgaketuḥ. He just narrates that nāgaketuḥ prasthitah. Nāgaketu is who? Duryodhana. Why Nagaha? Nama hasti, karaha, karin. Ketau, dhvaje, yasya, saha. How is Arjuna? He is Kapiketu. So the soldiers are from a distance, they are recognized. So who is there? What is the emblem on the flag? On Duryodhana's ratha, he always carries a flag with a manimaya hasti. The flags are normally the cotton flags or silk cloth, right? And on that, a manimaya, mani, like a kashidar, like embroidery and all with pearls embedded into that. Manimaya hasti. Dhvaje yasya ketau yasya saha nāgaketuḥ prasthitah. He has already left his palace, not palace, his shibira, his camp, and therefore Angeshwara must leave now for the fight, for the battle. So this is Malini Vritta, and the Anvaya I can give you. Parthaketoḥ purastād. Parthaketoḥ purastād, in front of Partha's Ketu, that is in front of the chariot of Arjuna. Karituragarathasthaiḥ. Kari, gaja, turaga, ashva, turaya, tvaraya, kshipram, gacchati iti, turagaha, turangamova. Viyati gacchati iti, vihagaha, vihangamova, pakshi. Bhujabhihi gacchati iti, bhujagaha, bhujangamahava, crawling, serpent. See how the words are derived very meaningfully. When you split the Prakriti and the Pratyaya, Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. You can learn and master Sanskrit through Sahitya, right? So, Karituraga and Ratha. Ratha, chariot. Rathasthaiḥ. So those who are riding on the horseback, those who are riding on the elephants, and those who are mounting the chariots, all they, who are they? Muditanṛpatisiṃhaiḥ. They are as if, the great Mrigendra, like Mrigendra, they are Nrupendras, the great kings. They are Mudita, Pramudita, Praharshita, because this is, Kshatriyas, they always love the battlefield. It is like their home. They don't get, peace of mind when they are in the palaces. They are more comfortable on the battlefield, right? So, muditanṛpatisiṃhaiḥ atra siṃhanādaḥ kṛtaḥ siṃhasya garjanam iva garjanam kritam. This is a war cry, okay? Yuddha ninada. So, they are very happy. So, this is from Partha's side. From the Pandava's side, in front of Pandava's chariot, that is Arjuna's chariot, all these great happy kings are crying loudly because they have an opportunity now to kill and make their, their names engraved, in the time plate. So, arininādaihi shatrūnām kolahalaihi duḥsaha lokavīraḥ. Dussaham alokaha, dussaha alokaha, nama drashtumapi yat ashakyam, tadrisham tejaha asya, saha viraha duryodhanaha. Bhasa is giving the due credit to Duryodhana as an illustrious and a very brave warrior. Okay, he may be cruel, he may have some wicked intentions, but nobody can doubt, nobody can challenge his valor, his parakrama, and therefore with his valor he is shining and Even to look at him casually is not possible. Dussaha lokavīraḥ yasya tejaha sodhum ashakyam tādrishaha yam vīraḥ. Another epithet for Duryodhana, adhigatārthaḥ. Adhigataha arthaha jñātam. Arthaha nama prayojanam laksham. Yuddhasya laksham kim? Tad yena jñātam tādrishaha ayam nāgaketuḥ tvaritam samaram prasthitaḥ. He is hastily driving towards the battlefield. So when the king has left, the senapati has to be ready to leave for the battlefield. And therefore, bhoḥ nivedyatāṃ mahārājāyāṅgeśvarāya. So this is how the bhaṭa calls, enters calling this. And this is a very nice picture. And whenever you have, such a very vivid, picturesque description of a thing or a person, it is called svabhavokti alankara. Okay? Svabhavokti is like a realistic, picturesque description of a person or a thing. So this is a beautiful picture, svabhavokti alankara and Malini vritta nanamayaya vrityutam. Shall we proceed to verse 4 now? So, Karaja Kulisha, no, I'm sorry. This is the third one, nāgaketuḥ prasthitah. Then parikramyāvalokya, the bhaṭa, parikramya. These are the stage directions. He will look here and there whether Angaraja is ready. Duryodhana has already started to the battlefield. I must see in the camp of what's going on in the camp of Angaraja. Parikramya avalokya itastatah. Aye. He notices, aye, ayam Angarajaḥ. He is Angaraja. Samaraparicchadaparivṛtaḥ. He is parivrta. He is covered by parichchada. Parichchada is robe, nepathya, veshabhusha. He is covered, he has covered himself with an attire fit for samara. That is, he has worn his armor and everything. He is equipped with his shastrastras, right? So, samara parichchada parivṛtaḥ. You split the word, though the word seems to be a very long compound. Samare yogyam yat parichchadaḥ. That is the veshabhusha. Tena avrutaḥ, covered. Śalyarājasahitaḥ, along with Śalyaraja, svabhavanānniṣkramyeta. He has come out of his own camp. Ita evābhivartate, and he's coming in this direction only. That is to the battlefield where Duryodhana has already proceeded. He looks at Angaraja and he, sees something is wrong with this Angaraja. Angaraja has already started. I mean, he is all equipped for the battle and all that. But something is wrong. I don't see on his face the normal luster. He is not glowing with his svabhavika teja. Something is wrong with him. He seems to be, he is clouded by some anxiety, some chinta. And therefore, even a bhaṭa, a common soldier, can notice that. He says, bhoḥ, kinnukhalu yuddhotsava pramukhasya. See, the words are very important here, very significantly used by Bhasa. Yuddhotsava, yuddhasya utsavaha. This is a festival of the battle. Or yuddha eva utsavaha. Yuddha itself is like a utsava for the kshatriyas. So yuddhasya utsavaha shashti tatpurusha or karmadharaya yuddham eva utsavaha tasya pramukhaha. Karna is the senapati, right? Agraganyaha, agranihi, tasya pramukhaha, tasya drishtaparakramasya. Yasya parakramaha vikramaha yasya virata cha janaihi purvam drishta tādrishaha ayam vīraha drishta parakramasya hridaya paritapaha abhuta purvaha. What is this hridaya paritapa? He seems to be mentally dejected. Paritapa, dainya, chinta, and that This is something unique, unheard of, unseen of, adrishtapurvaha, abhutapurvaha, adrishta. We haven't seen Karna with, overcast with the clouds of anxiety like this earlier. This is the first time I'm seeing him like this. Abhutapurvaha, hridaya paritapaha. This indicates the entry of Karna. Of course, Karna is not entering now on the stage. He sees it, oh, here comes Karna. He will take some time to come on the stage, okay? But then this bhaṭa indicates the entry of Karna Raja on the stage. Bharata later on is Natya Shastra. Later on I say because Mahakavi Bhasa precedes Natya Shastra. So Bharata later on says, na asamsuchitam patram praveshayet. A patra, any patra on the drama should not enter when it is his entry, his or her entry is not indicated by any character. And when such entry happens, without any indication, there is a stage direction, apatikshepena or patakshepena. So these are some stage, techniques for the enactment and performance of the dramas. Eshahi. So he describes this one Angaraja. Atyugra deepti vishada samaregraganyaha shaurye cha samprati sashokam upaiti dhiman prapte nidagha samaye ghanarashiruddhaha surya svabhava ruchimani vabhati karanaha. Eshaha karanaha bhati. This is the main sentence. Eshaha karanaha bhati. Bhati, he shines. He appears very resplendent, glorious. Eshaha karanaha bhati. Surya iva. Surya iva, like a sun. How is this Surya? Sva ruchi man. Ruchihi nama prabha. Tejaha. Kantihi. So sva kantya yuktaha. Sva tejasa yuktaha. Suryaha iva ayam karanaha bhati. But there is a hitch. How is this Surya? Prapte nidagha samaye ghanarashir ruddhaha. This Surya is ruddha, is covered. Now, what is the samaya? What is the time? Prapte nidagha samaye. Nidagha is Grishma. Nidagha nitaram dayyante sarvani bhutani asmin kale iti nidagha nama Grishma Ritu. Nidagha samaye, in the Grishma Ritu, suddenly, see, Grishma is the season when sun shines with chandanshu, sahasra kiranaihi. But in that period, if he suddenly gets, covered by ghanarashi, by a thicket of clouds, will his stage appear? No, it will get covered. So, svabhava ruchiman api. Svabhava ruchiman api suryaha yatha nidagha kale prapte ghanarashina ruddhaha bhati tatha ayam karanaha swaruchiman api idanim hridaya paritapena suryaiva bhati nama swatejasa nattavan deepyate ityarthaha. He is not shining like he used to earlier. Okay? And his description now, sam atyugra deepti vishadaha. Deepti tejaha, again, kanti. So atyugra, atishayita ugracha deeptihi asya iti atyugra deeptihi. Taya deeptya vishadaha vyaktikritaha. One who displays or manifests a very resplendent glory, very what you can say, tejasvi, tejaha, samare agraganyaha, and he is always, dhurandhara. He is the senapati. He always goes in the forefront in the samara. Shauryecha, samare and shaurye. in the battlefield as well as far as his valor, personal valor is concerned, parakrama is concerned, he is agraganya, but samprati. But now, like nivedyatāṃ samprapte, samprati ayam karanaha sashokam upayati. He seems to be vishada yukta. Sashokam shokena sahitaḥ. Vishadena sahitaḥ. Because that is so evident, something is burning within him, and that is evident on his entire countenance, entire personality, and therefore abhutapurvaha hridaya paritapaha. And therefore, see, this is an upama alankara, but this upama doesn't directly connect him with Surya. He is a Surya Putra. He has to be as glorious as the sun. But this is the sun who is little bit covered for a moment at least, because this is Grishma Ritu. This is not a Varsha Ritu to be covered and the sky is overcast. Not like that. In and between, you know, the sun gets covered by Ghanamala. And how would it look? Not shining brightly. Similarly, Karna is not shining so brightly now. Pratibhati svabhasana dīpyate iti artha. This is Vasanta Tilaka and Arthantaranyasa Alankara along with Upama. Okay, Luptopama. So we'll proceed further. Yavat apasarpami. So Karna is already coming on the stage. I was here to, you know, give him the message of Duryodhana, Duryodhanadnyaya, that Duryodhana has already started, so you better start for the battle. So, Yavadapasarpami, my work is done. He is already coming, so I will go. So he exits and here Karna enters. The Sutradhara took an exit and the Bhatta entered. Now Bhatta takes an exit and Karna enters. Tataḥ praviśati yatha nirdishtaha karanaha śalyascha. Now both are mounting a chariot. Shalya is the sarathi, the charioteer. Śalyarājasahitaḥ. Eṣoṅgarājaḥ, right? So both of them enter. Karna says, now while entering, he is also expressing his own heart, pouring out his heart. Mātāvan mama sharamarga lakshabhūtāha samprāptā kṣitipatayas sajiva sheshaha kartavyam ranashirasi priyam kurunam drashtavyo yadisa bhavet dhananjayo me. He has vowed, you know, in front of the Kuru army, and he has promised, especially his friend Mahārāja Duryodhana, that he will do what Duryodhana desires. And what is the desire of Duryodhana? Kill Arjuna. Once Arjuna is killed, all Pandavas are as good as killed. Ekena hatena sarve hataha, eka vidnyanena sarva vidnyanam. Like that, right? In Vedanta. So one Arjuna, he has proved himself to be ajeya, okay, not to be conquered by anybody. So once he is conquered, all others could be conquered. And therefore, he has promised Duryodhana, priyam kurunam, whatever is priya to the Kurus, especially the Duryodhana, kartavyam, that has to be done. Where? Ranashirasi, yuddha madhye, in the midst of the battlefield, I will do all the good for the Kurus. And that day has come now. Okay, I have to do that. If only drashtavyaha yadi sa dhananjayaha bhavet. If only I see that Dhananjaya, saha Dhananjayaha. See, the pronoun used here, that saha, carries loads of meaning. He is that Dhananjaya. Later on, you know, there will be some descriptions in Urubhanga and other dramas. Arjuna is not any Tom, Dick and Harry. He is not any, you know, any ordinary soldier. Sa Dhananjaya. The epithet which is used, Dhananjaya, is also very remarkable. Dhanam Jayati iti, it is for the Rajasuya, you know, he went in all directions and did Digvijaya for Yudhishthira to be the king, okay? And that is one meaning. Dhana also happens to be the meaning, to be the name of a fire. Dhana namanam agnim jayati iti dhananjayaha. So he has conquered Agni. That means even Agni cannot harm him. That Dhananjaya, drashtavyo yadi me bhavet. Only if I see him. If I don't meet him, I can't do good of the Kurus. Okay? Kurunam priyam kartumichhami kartavyameva maya. Kintu yadi saha Dhananjaya maya drashtavyo syat. If at all I happen to see him, I will not spare him today. He is going to die at my hands. That is his resolve. Because he has full confidence in himself. The first two lines, they reflect that. Mama shara marga laksha bhutaha kshitipatayaha sajiva sheshaha mahasampraptaha adya pariyantam ye nirpatayaha, all those kings who have come in the path of my sharaprahara, my arrows, who happen to interact or counter my arrows, they have not been left with life till now. Sajiva sheshaha na sampraptaha. I mean, they were all dead. Whosoever came within the range of the fall of my arrows, all the kshitipatis, all the kings have been dead so far. And therefore, now, today, now and here, I am waiting for Arjuna. Yadi sadrashtavyo bhavet. If at all I see him, I will not spare him, I will kill him. Okay, so this is Mama Sharamarga Laksha Bhutaha Kshitipatayaha Pranavantaha Jivena Sahitaha Ma Sampraptaha Nama Sarve Hataha Ityarthaha Ataha Idanim Yadi Saha Drashtavyo Bhaved Tarhi Avashyam Maya Saha Hata Eva Syat. So Kauravanam Abhipsitam. Kauravanam Abhipsitam Kim Arjuna Vadhaha. Tad avashyam karishyami iti angarajasya sankalpaha atra drishyate. Okay, so this is his sankalpa that he has to do all good for the Kurus. So this is a praharshini vritta. This is mana jaraga praharshini vritta. And then he says Shalyaraja yatrasavarjunas tatraiva chodyatāṃ me ratha. Please drive the chariot to the place where this Arjuna is. This is the first time it occurs. In the last lecture we saw, this comes 3 times. This particular sentence comes 3 times, and with every, with some interval, the sentence is uttered, and he is proceeding to his death inch by inch. So the tragedy is hidden. Tragedy is not explicitly given in Karnabharam. Karna's death is not shown, but the tragic element is underlying the entire drama. Okay? Yatra savarjunas tatraiva chodyatāṃ me ratha. And secondly, I told you that this is the Tripadi in the Vratya Stoma sacrifice. Last Sunday's lecture, we saw that this Karnabharam could be the source, could have been sourced from a ritual called Vratya Stoma, and he is a Vratya, Mahavratya, and as a Mahavratya Yajamana Kshatriya, they are not Brahmanas, they are Kshatriyas, and they take 3 steps, and this is a symbolic ascent to the heavenly kingdom. So this is the first step. Shalya, Badham, Chodayati, he acts. Now this has to be shown by the stage manager, as if, the spectators would have the feeling, the horses are being driven, and the Ratha is going. In fact, there are no horses on the stage. Only these 2 people are moving in such a manner that as if Karna is a Rathi and Shalya is a Sarathi. Okay. Aho nukhalu, Karna says, Anyonya Shastra Vinipata Nikritta Gatra Yodhashvavarana Ratheshu Mahahaveshu Kriddhanta Kap Pratima Vikramino Mamapi Vaidhuryama Patati Chetasi Yuddhakāle. Ojoguna, because he's heading towards a battle, and so he can't speak in Madhurya Vyanjaka Varana, right? It has to be very inspiring, motivating, the harsh consonants, the conjunct consonants, because that gives you that spirit. right? And therefore Ojo Guna is seen here. And Anyonya Shastra Vinipata Nikritta Gatra. In this Mahahavan, normally Mahahava, Ahava is Samara. Samara, Yuddha, Rana, okay? Sangrama. So Mahahaveshu, the great battlefields. How are these battlefields? Yatra, Yodha, Yodha, Ashva, Varana, Ratha. All these are like falling, either cut, pierced, dead. How? Anyonya Shastra Vinipata Nikritta Gatra Yodha. The Gatra, the limbs of the Yodhas, of the warriors, are pierced and cut by Paraspara Shastra Prahara, by Anyonya Shastra Prahara, by mutually employing various ayudhas and shastras. They cut each other's limbs and body parts. Similarly, the Ashvas are dead, the Varanas are dead, and the Rathas are scattered. Without the Rathis, you know, their wheels are broken, nobody is inside. They are either Rikta or they are broken and they are lying scattered. What is the picture of a battlefield normally? Here lies a carcass of a giant elephant. Here is a soldier who is on the verge of dying and fully in agony and pain, death, pain, and all that. There are some ashvas lying there on the battlefield. Here is a hand of somebody. Here is a mukuta of somebody with the only kabandhas are remaining. You know, this is what the battlefield looks like, right? So he is not describing all that here, but that is indicated. Anyonya Shastra Vinipata Nikritta Gatra Yodha Ashva Varana Ratheshu Mahahaveshu. So all great battlefields look alike like this. Okay. And it is not that first time that I am facing any battlefield and I am fighting against the great enemies. I have done it earlier also many times. Okay. And when I face the battlefield like this, people say that I look like kṛto'dya antaka pratima. Pratima sadrusha. I look like kṛto'dya, angry, antaka, sakshat yama, kala, kṛtanta. So with my great valor, people look at me as if I am an angry yama and up to kill whosoever comes my way. So kṛddhāntaka pratima vikraminaha, that sort of parakrama, that sort of vikrama I have, but mama api, I, whose valor is like the enraged god of death, for him also, yuddhakāle, in this time of yuddha, chetasi vaidhuryamapatati. In my mind, apatati, falls. What? Vaidhuryam, dainyam, katariya bhava. A sort of, you know, I can't do anything. That sort of feeling. Wretchedness, I'm good for nothing. That sort of feeling. Vidhura. Dhura is literally the yoke. One who holds the yoke of everything. He is Dhurandhara. Karna is a Dhurandhara, come on. He is a Senapati. In spite of being a Senapati, he is entertaining a very bad feeling, you know, like, oh, I'm good for nothing today. Vaidhuryamapatati. And what is the cause of Vaidhurya? That he explains in the next verse. His heart is filled with remorse. His heart is filled with anxiety. And what is that? He is trying to decipher and articulate that. And he comes up with one karana of dainya in the next verse. Okay. So what is dainyatayaha karanam? Dainyasya dīnatayaha karanam kim? There is a Gauri Riti and Ojo Guna here. And he says, bhoḥ kashtam. What a great difficulty I am going through. These are very trying times for me. Very trying, very challenging times for me. And then he speaks out one thing. He wants to confide into his Sarathi, Shalya, something which he has not told anybody so far. Here again, Bhasa has given a very novel type of relationship, unheard of from the Mahabharata, between Shalya and Karna. Mahabharata's Shalya every now and then will prick him, pierce him with his Vagbana, and does not empathize with him at all. On the contrary, he tries to demoralize Karna and underestimate him, undermine him in front of, as compared to Arjuna. But here we find Bhasa's Shalya, Bhasa's Sarathi, Karna's Sarathi, full of empathy, full of sympathy for his Rathi. Rathi is the master now, right? And Sarathi just, who obeys him on the battlefield. So he wants to open up his heart in front of Shalya, and he says, Purvam kuntyam samutpannaha radheya iti vishrutah. See, I was born from Kunti. I would have been known by the name Kaunteya. Is it not? I was born to Kunti, and my proper name, matronym would have been Kaunteya, but Radheya iti vishrutah. But I am known to the whole world as Radha Sutta. Radha and Adhiratha. Adhiratha was the charioteer. So I was born as a Kshatriya, but I was brought up as a Sutaputra. That is the agony which is piercing him, right? That is not giving him any comfort so far. And what next? This is one Shalya. Shalya is like not this Shalya, the charioteer. This is something which pricks him from within. Though I deserve to be known as Kaunteya, I am Vishrutaha, Khyataha, Prasiddhaha as what? Radheya. That is one thing. And secondly, which is a corollary of the Kaunteyatva, is Yudhishthirādayasteme yaviyansastu Pandavaha. The Pandavas, who are the Pandavas? The Yudhishthira and the other 4 of them, the 5 Pandavas, Yudhishthirādayaha, Pandavaha, me yaviyansaha. They are younger to me. I am their elder brother. As an elder brother, I have the responsibility to take care of my younger siblings. And here I am setting out to kill one of my siblings. That is pricking. That is giving him the feeling of guilt, because Anujaha putra sama iti khyataha. All the younger ones, younger siblings are like our own children. Come on, we have to take care and nourish them as our own young ones. And here I am doing exactly the opposite what Smritis tell us. Smritis tell us Anujaha putra samaha. And here I have resolved and I have promised my friend and my king that I will kill Arjuna. So that contradiction, that virodha is eating me out. My head says one thing and my heart goes for the Pandavas because they are my younger brothers. But my head says, no, you have resolved and you have to do, this is your kartavya, kartavyam acharan karma. So I have to do my kartavya, I have given a promise, I have to do that. So he's caught between his head and his heart. What a dilemma. Is it not? So he is on the point of this whether to go this way or that way, head or heart, head or heart. And that all conflict gets reflected on his face, on his personality. So this is a very nice verse which gives 2 of the reasons of his dainya. Why that svaruchiman suryaha idanim svatejasa na dipyate. What is the karana? What is the reason for that? 2 reasons he has given out. One is that he is known as Radheya throughout his life. And secondly, after knowing he is Kaunteya, he feels it is inhuman, to kill his own siblings, younger siblings especially. on one hand, this is the time I was waiting for throughout my life. There will be the great war one day, and I will have to prove my valor and please my master and my dear friend, when nobody else was, on my side, and the whole world looked at me with contempt and insulted me and humiliated me. It was Duryodhana, the Kaurava Maharaja, who stood by my side. And because I was not a king, he gave me the kingdom of Angarajya and made me Angaraja. So I'm obliged under all his obligations. There are so many obligations, right? And so I have to live by that. I have to do my duty. This is the day. Ayam sakalaha kramalabdha shobhanaha. This I was waiting for. This is a very nice time which has come today. Guna prakarshaha divaso bhyagataha, divaso yamagataha. So this is the day, this is the time I was looking forward. Utkrishtaha kramaha prakarshaha gunena prakarshaha iti saha dinakramena labdhaha. It has come to me by and by. After the death of Drona only, he got the responsibility of the Kaurava army as a Senapati. Till then, Drona and Bhishma did not allow him to fight because they contemptuously said, he is not even a Rathi, he is a Ardharathi. Set aside the Rathi, Atirathi and Maharathi and Maharathi. There are so many categories and hierarchies of the fighters, of the warriors who can sit in a ratha and fight against others, And Karna was, contemptuously called as Ardharathi. And therefore he had vowed, as long as these two fellows are there, Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya, I will not come on the battlefield at all. It's only after Dronacharya's demise that Karna is given the Senapati Pada. And therefore now this time has come on the 9th day. During the 18 days Kurukshetra Yuddha, Kaurava Pandava Yuddha, this is only 9th day, and therefore he says, Ayam sakalaha. This was what I was waiting for. Like Maji Gatra Purpurat hoti, I wanted to do something, but I was helpless, right? So Ayam sakalaha krama labdha dinakramena labdhaha ani ativa shobhanaha. Ativa shobhanaha guna prakarshaha. My gunas I can, exhibit. My valor I can exhibit. This is the divasahaya magataha. This is the day which has come. But what I am feeling now, nirarthamastram cha maya hi shikshitam. Whatever I have learned, the astrastra vidya, the shastra vidya is nirartha. It has become nishprayojana. It doesn't have any purpose. That is one thing. And what is the karana of that? There is a shap of Parashurama that we'll see after 2 verses. In the 10th verse onwards, we have the shapa episode. So, but he has at the back of his mind that shapa, though others don't know of it. He knows within himself that he is cursed by Parashurama, and his shastra will be nirarthaka, will be in vain. He cannot employ, he cannot use the ayudhas, he cannot use the weapons when the right time comes. So, nirartham shastram maya hi shikshitam. I learned a lot. I spent so much time, but that's all is in vain now. It's futile. It's without any purpose. Second, punascha matuhu vachanena varitaha. And I'm prohibited by my mother. What prohibition is there? You should not kill any Pandava except Arjuna. Because Arjuna is his, inborn enemy. Either Arjuna or Karna, Kunti will have 5 Pandavas. That is the promise which Karna has given her, right? So she has already told him, Tvaya yudhishthira imani astrani na kadachidapi prakshepaniyani iti. You should not use any of your shastrastras on Yudhishthira and other 3. Okay, only on this Arjuna you can have. The 4 Pandavas you have to spare. So matuhu shabdena varitah, that is one thing. And nirarthakam shastrastram iti shapena shapaha dattaha bhargavena. So dvayam karanamatra. So this is the these are the two reasons. Very dejected, and though the right time has come, this is the time, this is the day when I can exhibit my valor, but I am held back. These are the two things. Okay, bhoḥ śalyarājah, and then he wants to tell Shalya, as a dear friend, shruyatāṃ mama astrasya vrittantah. Shruyatāṃ, please listen to my vrittanta, the story of how I acquired all these astras. Then Shalya says, Mamapi asti kautuhalam enam vrittantam shrotum. I am so long, so curious to listen from you what all happened, Then Karna starts narrating. Purvameva aham jamadagnyasya sakasham gatavan asmi. Purvam. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. Purvam. Long back. Purvam, long back. Long back, I went to Jamadagnyasya Sakasham. Jamadagni, Jamadagnehe putraha, apatyam puman. So, Jamadagni is Bhargavaha, Parashuramaha, Bhrugukulotpannaha, Parashum dharayan, Parashuramaha. So, Sakasham, Tasya Sakasham gatavanasmi. Purvam, quite old times, in olden days, long back, I went to Parashurama. Tatastataḥ. What next? Okay, acha, aage kya hua? So this is like a story, and he is narrating, and Shalya is the only Shrota, and we are also listening. I mean, all those who are seeing the drama or listening to the drama, we all, right? Tatastataḥ, tataḥ. Then he describes first Parashurama. Beautiful, picturesque description of a great sage. He is not just a sage who is a Brahmana Muni. He is a Kshatriya. So he is Deepyamana Kshatra Tejasa, like that. He himself, he is like a Brahmarshi or Rajarshi. He is not a Kshatriya, he is a Brahmana, but he is so, what you can say, he is a warrior Brahmana, you can say. He is the person, Parashurama, who says, idam brahmam idam kshatram shapadapi sharadapi. A person has to have Brahma Teja, that is his lores, his wisdom, his knowledge about the Shastras. He must have, but Shastram Prishtataha, Dhanushchame Prishtataha. But I must have a Dhanu at my back. That is the Kshatra Teja. Every person, Shastra and Shastra, both together make one Purna, complete. So Parashurama knows Shastras, he is a Brahmana, but he is a Shastradhari, Parashu, an axe. That is his Shastra, fatal, very fatal. And that is the avatar, sixth avatar of Mahaprabhu, Vishnu, Sriman Narayana, right? So beautiful description of Parashurama. Vidyullata kapilatunga jata kalapam uddyat prabhavalayinam parashum dadhanam kshatrantakam munivaram bhruguvamshaketum gatva pranamya nikate nibhritasthitosmi. I went near the Bhrugu Vamshaketum Munivaram. I went near the Munivara, the best sage. Who is he? Bhrugu Vamshaketu. As if the Ketu, the banner, the illustrious sun in the Bhrugu Vamsha, Bhargava. Gatva, approaching him, pranamya with folded hands, after saluting him, nikate, near him, nibhritaha, without uttering a word, because I was overwhelmed by his luster. If you go to some Mahatma, some great people, you are so overwhelmed. You are already pressurized by, about hearing them, listening about them. Oh, he's such a great Mahatma and this and that. So that pressure is already there. And when you actually see the person, you are literally like stunned, right? Awestruck. So that is awe-inspiring personality of Bhrigu Vanshaketu Munivara. How is he? Kshatrantaka. If you know the history of Parashurama, 21 times he annihilated Kshatriyas from the surface of the earth. Okay, Kshatra Antakam. He is as if Kala, Yama to all the Kshatriyas. And Parashum Dadhanam, he holds an axe as his weapon. Udyat Prabha Valayinam, Prabha Valaya aura. Abha Valaya or Prabha Valaya, Prabhaval, we call it, right? That is an aura. Great people have an aura which everybody can't see. But some people see, you know, something shining, semicircle around, and therefore we have behind the vigrahas, you know, we have that Prabhavalaya. So this is Udyat Prabha, very glowing, like the fire flames are rising, like that Prabhavalayinam. He has that aura. And Vidyullata Kapilatunga Jata Kalapam. He has a Jata Kalapa, Jata Juta. He is a Brahmana doing tapas and all for years together. Jata Kalapa. How is the Jata Kalapa? Tunga, very high. Then Kapila, tawny in color, not black, neither black nor white. Okay. So Kapila is Pinga. So, and this is shining yellowish tawny color, yellowish brown color of a Jata, like Vidyut, so shining, lustrous. Doesn't these words, don't they give a picture in front of you? That is the samarthya. This is called word visual svabhavokti alankara. Again, a beautiful piece of svabhavokti. Okay, you learn the Alankara Shastra through Sahitya. You learn Sanskrit language through Sahitya. Sahitya gives you kim na dadati sahityam sarvamapi dadati ityarthaha. So gatva pranamya nikate. This is a very beautiful verse and description of Parashurama having the matted hair and this and that. And Karna just went near him and stood there. So this was really an awe-inspiring personality and a very overwhelming, you know, powerful, influential person in front of whom Karna is standing, speechless because he's overwhelmed, and due to respect, he is standing there with folded hands. So very nice verse. Then Shalya is curious to ask, tataḥ. Then Karna goes on saying, oh, tataḥ jamadagnena mama ashirvachanam drishtva prushtosmi. He gave me blessings, he blessed me, and then asked me. Mama ashirvachanam drishtva. For the modern Sanskritist, you can find little mistake here. Like, you know, when you are giving something to somebody, sampradane chaturthi syat. And here it is mama shashti. This is one of the causes, the evidences to prove that Bhasa is much earlier poet. And therefore he does not follow every time, you know, the strictly the rules and regulations of Paninian grammar. Okay, mamam ashirvachanam drishtva prishtosmi. He just inquired, ko bhavan kimarthamiha agataha iti. Who are you? Why have you come here? Okay, what next? Tataḥ. Tataḥ Bhagavan akhilani astrani upashikshitum ichchami iti uktavan asmi. I just told him that I want to learn all the ayudha vidya, all the weaponry, the shastrastra vidya. Tataḥ uktoham bhagavata brahmaneshu upadesham karishyami nakshatriyanam iti. I teach only to the brahmanas and not to the kshatriyas. Again here, if you notice, brahmaneshu comes as a locative plural, saptami bahuvachana, whereas kshatriyanam is genitive plural, the shashti bahuvachana. So in the same sentence, there is vibhakti vinyasa. Vyatyasa rather, yeah. Asti khalu bhagavataha kshatriya vanshyayihi purvavairam. Shalya knows that, yeah, Parashurama Bhagavan had, the enmity against the Kshatriyas. So it is very well known. Tatastataha naham kshatriyaha iti astropadesham grahitum arabdham maya. I told him, I am not a Kshatriya. That means I am a Brahmana. He doesn't say I am a Brahmana. He just says, naham kshatriyaha, I am not a Kshatriya. Okay, so this is like, hiding the truth, but not talking the entire lie or entire untruth. I am not a Kshatriya. And then I started learning, under him. Tatastataha katipaya kalatikrame. After certain time, certain days have passed, kadachit, once. Phala moola samit kusha kusuma haranaya gatavata guruna saha anugatosmi. I went along with my guru. Guruna saha anugataha. Why did guru go somewhere? For what? Aharanaya, to take, to pluck. What? Kusuma, flowers. Kusha, type of grass. Samit, samidha, to be offered in the Yajnavedi. Phala, moola, the fruits, the roots, and all the things, the accessories required for the Yajna, etc. So I also went with him. What happened next? Tataḥ saha guruhu vanabhramana parishramat. He wandered a lot in the vana and got tired, exhausted. Madanke nidravasham upagataha. In my lap, he just slept. What happened next? Tataḥ. Beautiful verse again. Kritte vajra mukhena nama krimina daivan mamorudvaye nidra cheda bhayat asayhata guroho dhairyat tada vedana utthaya kshata japlutasya sahasa roshanalo dipito buddhva mamcha shashapa kala vifalani astranite santu iti. Guru was tired. He was sleeping in the lap of Karna that time, and Karna stood, he was sitting without moving an inch so that the Guru's nidra, should not get disturbed. His sleep should not get disturbed. What happened? Daiva vashat, due to ill fate. Daiva vashat, prarabdha, destiny, due to bad destiny, Daiva vashat, there came an insect called Vajramukha. His mukha was as tikshna, as pointed as Vajra. So Vajra mukhena nama krimina mama urudvaye kritte. Both my thighs were pierced by that insect called Vajramukha. It was asayya vedana for me, unbearable pain, but let not Guru wake up. With that, I just somehow or the other, I tolerated all that pain. Dhairyat tada vedana asayhatamaya. By me, it was all tolerated. But the Guru got up because his whole body got drenched in blood. Both the urus, both the thighs were cut, pierced, and therefore blood started oozing. And because of that warm and moist touch of blood, Guru got up. Utthaya kshataja aplutaha. Kshata nama vranaha. Any wound. Kshata jayate iti kshatajaha nama rudhiram. Raktam, lohitam. Okay, the blood. Tena aplutaha, vyaprutaha, covered. Sahasa, suddenly. Roshat, he got angry. And Roshanalo dipito. He was Rosha Rupi Anala. It was fire in the form of his anger. So his fiery anger. And then he immediately could recognize, I am not a Brahmana, because Brahmanas are not so sahanashila. They can't tolerate such great things, but only a Kshatriya can tolerate, because they have the habit having the wounds on their bodies and still fighting around without even sighing a little bit. And therefore, buddhva chamam, he realized that I am a kshatriya and shashapa. He cursed. And the curse came as a thunderbolt on Karna. That curse was astrani te santu. Te astrani, whatever I have taught, you are a good student, you learned everything. But when the proper time comes, these astras will be futile. So that futility of the astras was a great curse which came upon him as a thunderbolt. So this was the sharp incident which he had referred to earlier, that there was this sharp, and he narrated that sharp just now. Aho, kashtam abhitam tatra bhavata. Shalya really empathizes, with this great warrior, and he just can't stand why he is so dejected and why he should be so dejected in this day, on this day especially. Aho, kashtam abhitam tatra bhavata. Karna says, okay, ye to hota rehta hai. These are the things, this is my daiva. Let me just check whether my astras have that resplendency, have that glitter, have that sharpness in them or no. And therefore he just examines his astra physically. Tataḥ kṛtva etani astrani nirviryani iva lakshante. It appears as if they don't have any substance in them. They have lost all their sharpness. They have lost all their potential, so to say. Apicha. Secondly, he observes that the horses yoked to his chariot and the elephants, they are also exhibiting some signs of despondency, sometimes some signs of agitation. And then there comes again a very beautiful verse, again a very good svabhavokti, you can say. Imehi dainyena nimilite kshana muhuskhalanto vivashasturangamaha turagaha turangamascha, those who walk very speedily, run speedily. So these turangamaha are vivashaha. They are as if dependent on somebody. Otherwise, this turaga would be, very, self-esteemed ones, like they are capable of doing anything they want. But muhuskhalantaha, they are stumbling now and again. And dainyena nimilite kshanaha, they have closed their eyes, dainyena, because they also foresee something bad is happening, something, which is not very good, not favorable. So that unfavorable things, it is always said that better than the human beings, it is the animal species and the bird species who recognize any calamity which befalls, before we do it. So nimilite kshanaha gajascha, and even the elephants, saptachada dana gandhinaha nivedayanti varane nivartanam. How are these elephants? These elephants are also good breed. The turangamas are also good breed. He is explaining them in the next 13th verse, like kamboja kuleshu jata. They are all very good horses. It is not that, any roadside grazing horse I have picked up to yoke to my chariot. All good breed, But the horses have shown the signs of dejection, and even the elephants, normally they have that fragrance, gandha, which resembles saptachada gandha, which resembles the fragrance of the flowers of a tree, which is called saptachada, because the compound leaf has 7 leaflets into that. Sapta is 7. So there are 7 leaflets to one big leaf, It is called satveen in Marathi, and it bears very nice white flowers and very, very good smell, very sweetish smell it has, satveen. So saptachada dana gandha. Dana is the ichor which oozes from the temples of the elephants. The rat, you can say the rat, mother. Okay, so that mother has that smell. So many Sanskrit writers, they have this imagery that so many shatpadas, the brahmaras, they just hover around this because they are carried by the fragrance of the rat. Okay, so these gajas are saptachada danagandhi, but now nivedayanti nivartanam. They are also taking a backward turn. They have turned their backs to the battlefield. So it is not that I am heading towards the battlefield. This is the day which I was waiting for all my life. But I am pressurized because of these two things, like kaunteyaha sannapi radheya iti vishrutaha and shapad bhayagrastaha. Not only I, even my horses and my elephants are very, they look very dejected and very in very pain, and something unforeseen is going to happen today. Not only that, nishabdaha. Even the shankha, the dundubi, the war drums, and the conches, they are not producing the same type of sound. Maybe the hertz have lessened down. The sound is measured in hertz. What is that? So, bhoḥ kashtam, kinnukhalu idam. What has happened? I really so much I feel for you. Śalyarājasahitaḥ alamalam vishadena. Enough. Don't grieve much. Don't lament much. Enough of sympathy, because I am a Kshatriya and therefore do or die. That is my motto. And then what follows, we will see it next time, because this is a very good verse, a very short one in Anushtup Chanda, the 12th verse, but it echoes exactly what Bhagavad-Gita tells us. Hato va prapsasi swargam, jitva va bhokshase mahim, tasmad uttishta kaunteya. That is the famous Bhagavad-Gita verse. And we have seen, Bhasa being so very near to the Itihasa Purana days, he is much influenced by the Itihasas and the Puranas. This is one such evidence. We'll see it next time. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. See you next Sunday. Hari Om till then.